Hello friends, how are you? Hope you all must be fine. Welcome to my channel. In this we are going to see lesson number 16, Heredity and Variation of Standard 9th Science 2 lecture 3rd. In this we are going to cover up Mendel's principle of heredity, monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. Myself Kavita Koborne from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School English Medium is going to present this to you all. In the previous chapter, we have learned about the chromosomes. In the chromosomes, we have learned that they are the two types and they are just deciding the characteristics and the gender of coming offspring. In that, we also have learned that the genes are just studied in detail, and from that, we are just able to identify the genetic diseases and the diagnoses of that and the properties related to that. By considering this only, that inheritance is just carried forward in a specific manner. There are some rules for just carrying out the characteristics of your parents to you and from you to the next generation. That characteristics, how it is following some principle, it is following some rules. That rules are studied by the scientist, and that scientist's name was Mendel. He has performed some of the experiments on these chromosomes, and this come to some of the conclusions. That conclusions we called it as a Mendel's conclusion. Genetic material is transferred in equal quantity from parents to progeny. Principles of heredity are based upon this fact only. If both the parents make equal contribution to inheritance of characteristics, which characters will appear in the progeny or in the offspring? For that, Mendel has carried out the research and in this direction put forward the principles of heredity responsible for such inheritance. We will see it one by one. First law which we gave to you is the law of segregation. Every individual possesses a pair of factors for any particular trait or characteristics, we can say, and the two numbers of the pair segregate from each other during the formation of gametes. In this picture you can just see he has taken the pea plant, and in that he has taken the two characteristics, that is the RR and YY, and when they are just forming the gametes, that's why R and Y, this both are just get segregated. So that is the law of segregation. Equal quantity it is just segregated. This characteristics always comes in a pair. You have learned the genes in the previous video. We come to know that they always be in a pair. So here you will get a pair of characteristics. Next is the law of independent assortment. When the gametes are formed, they get assort independently with each other. So factor for different trait assort independently of one another in the formation of gamete. This is the law of independent assortment. The third law is law of dominance. This states that out of the two contrasting character at a time, only one is expressed, other remain suppressed. Means if one of the character is strong, that can be seen in the coming generation or the progeny, we can say, and whichever is the recessive one, that cannot be seen in the next generation. We will just see what do you mean by dominant and recessive characters. Mendel performed all this a century ago, and they all are just surprising and astonishing. All the Mendel's experiments were based upon the visible characteristics of a pea plant. Its scientific name is Pisum sativa. These characteristics are as follows. Here you can just see the characteristics. Two different pea plants he has taken, that and all the visible characteristics it is. Now in that, the two type of traits are given, dominant and recessive. Dominant, the name itself is giving you the meaning, which is strong enough, and that can be seen in the next generation. And recessive means which is not that strong enough and which cannot be seen in the coming generation. The possibility of coming of that characteristics in the next generation is very less. Suppose, for example, just we will take consider the color of your eyes. If your father is having a grey color and your mother is having a black color, and if your father's eye color is dominant one, then there are chances that this offspring or the next generation will get that color. So that is called as a dominant one, and your mother's color of eyes were recessive, so you didn't get that color. Like this, the dominant and recessive characters are there in human beings also. Here Mendel has taken two plants and their visible characteristics we will see. The height of a plant, the dominant plant is having a tall height, and the recessive characteristics, the plant which is having recessive characteristics, its height is short one. Dominant's flower color is red, and the recessive one is having a white color. Then the seed shape is round one, and the recessive plant is having wrinkled one. The flower's position in dominant is axial, and in recessive it is terminal. Pod color, that is green in dominant and yellow in recessive. Then the seed coat color, that is grey in dominant one and white in the recessive one. So all this study and the experiments of Mendel has helped a lot in the basis of modern genetics, so that we can confirm it that the coming generation will definitely get which type of characteristics. He has done the crossing of these plants, and from that he has confirmed that yes, the dominant characters are carried forward and the recessive one is not carried forward, and then he has just given us the monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. Now to understand the Mendel's experiment, we will just understand the crosses clearly one by one. First we will just see the monohybrid cross. Monohybrid, the name itself, you can just see here, the mono means single and hybrid means combination. Here the single characteristics, it is combined one, and the formation whatever is formed, that is called as a monohybrid cross. Okay, now in this experiment Mendel has brought the cross between the two pea plants with only one pair of contrasting characters. Contrasting means opposite, means the two plants they have taken of same one pea plant only, but one is tall and one is dwarf. So that is the parental generation. Now how it is, how the crossing is done and how the variation can be found, that we have to just see in this experiment. So depending upon this observation, Mendel proposed that the factors responsible for inheritance of characteristics are present in pairs. Now before we start all these things, just see here that he has taken the pea plant whose height he has considered. Height, it is only one factor he has considered. One pea plant is tall, the other one is dwarf. Dwarf means short one. Now here that is the parents. These two plants, they are the parental generation. From this we are going to develop the new plants. Okay, so they are called as a parental generation, that is P1 it is called. Now here we have to just understand some of the concept here. Now he has taken the phenotype in that. Phenotype means the physical appearance of that plant. So physically that plant appears as tall, the other one is appearing as a dwarf. So they are called as a phenotype. Now you know that in the factors, those who are responsible for the characteristics, they are present in genes, and the genes are in pair, or they are in pair. So here the genotype means the genetical combination we can say here. So the tall plants, the height characteristics, it is in pair. So its genetic combination is in two genes will be combined, and both the two genes will be dominant. That's why the capital T is used for that only. Now in this experiment he has given that the dominant characteristics is found in the next generations. So he has given the tall character as a dominant one, and the dwarf character is not seen in the next generations. So this dwarf characteristics he has given the name as a recessive one. Okay, just now we saw the dominant and the recessive characters. So here the capital T for dominant, small t for the recessive characters. So like these genes you will find it out in tall. In tall plant you will find the height as a characteristics, and that the genes will be capital T, here in dwarf small t, small t. Now the gametes formation. Here the genotype is diploid in pairs of two. Gametes, you know that it is single one. So here now the which type of gametes this tall plant will form? He will form the two T's. Two gametes he will form separate one, but they both will be capital. The dwarf planet also will form the gametes that will be carrying capital small t and small t. Now the combination he has done, okay, crossing he has done of this tall and dwarf. So what are the chances that we have to just see here? Now when the dwarf tall and dwarf, they combine. Suppose this gamete and this gamete, they will combine. Here we will just write down the first filial gender, means what is the possibility of that plant. So here the possible plant will be the characteristics like this, capital T and small t, means this plant will be consist of the genes like this. Suppose this T combines with this T, so here also you will find the capital T and the small t, means in this plant you will find out this type of genes. Here if you will see here, this first T and this first T combine, then also you will get here capital T and small t. And if you will just combine this and this T, you will get again the same one, capital T and small t. So from this what we have come to know, that from this parental generation, the first filial generation, means that is the offspring, we can say the next plant which is developed from this will be of genes like this, capital T, small t, this one and this one. So in all you will find it out that the capital T is present. It means the plant which will be produced, it will be having the characteristics of height as a tall only. So this is the first generation. Now this generation's phenotype means physical appearance which we call. So what type of physical appearance of this plant will be consisting of? The plant which will be formed, that will be tall. All these are consist of T, so capital T. So all these plants will be tall. So this is what the phenotype of this combination. Okay. Now we will see the next generation how it is produced. Now the next generation is to be formed. In the previous one we saw that the both are tall and both are dwarf. So they are having the TT, capital T and small t. Now the first filial generation which we saw just now, that is the small t and capital T together, that will be combined with themselves only. Here this one, they will be combined. Now this and this or this or this, anything, this will be selfing, they will be self crossed with each other. So if you will cross any of these two, then the phenotype will be what? This will be tall and tall. Two plants we have taken now. Okay, from this any two we have taken and we have done the crossing. So what type of phenotype it is having? They both are tall. Now the genotype means the genes. Here the genetic combination it is there of this first filial generation. They will be the parent for the next one. So this F1 becomes the second parent now. So here the genetic type is of like this. They will be having capital T, small t. Okay, and here also capital T and small t. That is the genotype of these two plants. Okay, it means this plant is consisting of capital T and small t. This also consists of capital T and small t, which was the first generation here. That will be the parent for the next one now, next generation. Now in this the gamete formation will be of, now here the two different types of gametes they will be forming. One is capital T and the other one is small t. Here also it is forming two types of gametes. One is capital T and small t. This is the gamete formation of this generation. Now after that, after the combination of this one, what type of possibilities are there? That we can come to know by the Punnett square method. Okay, in this we will come to know, because here now it is increasing, so slowly the combination will increase, and that we can just show it by this Punnett square method accurately. Now in this what we have to do is that, suppose a male planet and a female planet it is. Suppose this is a male and this is the female planet it is. Now the male consists of two gametes, that is capital T and small t, that we will write here. So here the capital T and the small t of male, and this is the female planet suppose. So female planet consists of two gametes, that is capital T and small t. Now here the crossing is again done. Now crossing means here these two, when they are crossed, what they will form? Capital T, small t. And if this T and this T is combined, then capital T and small t. Always remember that the dominant character or the capital letter has to be written first and then the small letter. Okay, now here the small t combines with capital T. Here also you will write the capital T first and the small later on. Then these two combined. Okay, this is what the crossing happens in the first of this first filial generation. They become parent, then these parents they will form the next plants, then this next plants will be called as a second filial generation here. Okay, now this will be formed from these two plants starting what we have taken. From that now this type of plants will be formed. Now if keep on going, you can just see here this also consists capital T, it is also consist of capital T, this is also consist of capital T, and only one way is there, one possibility is there where the plant can be dwarf. So in these three capital T is there. So out of four possibilities, three possibilities are what? They will become tall, and the one possibility is that it will become small only, or it will remain dwarf only it is. Okay, so these are the possibilities that can be calculated from this Punnett square method of the monohybridization. Now here in this we have to see the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means what? That is the physical appearance of a plant. What are the possibilities of physical appearance of a plant? Here just now we saw how many possibilities are there? Four possibilities are there. Out of this four, what is the maximum possibility? That is tall. And how many are there tall possibilities? Three. And the dwarf plus possibility is 1. So here the ratio becomes 3:1. Phenotypic means two characteristics, two physical appearance can be possible. One is tall and one is dwarf. So tall possibilities are 3 and dwarf possibility is 1. So here phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Now we can just see the genotypic ratio also, because in this the variation you can find it out. In the starting you find out the genes were same, capital T and small t. Now here the generation forms. In this the variety you can see. First one is TT. Can you see here any TT here? No. So we will write here that one only, one possibility of capital T and capital T. Then capital T and small t. Here capital T and small t. Here the two possibilities. So here it is 2. And one more option is one more possibility is there, small t and small t. How many it is? 1. So how many variation you will get it, that much genetic type ratio will be increased. So here the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. This is how the monohybrid cross is done and studied. Now we will see the dihybrid cross. In dihybrid cross, two pairs of contrasting characters are under consideration. Mendel performed more experiments in hybridization in which he considered more than one pair of contrasting characteristics. He brought about a cross between a pea plant producing rounded and yellow colored seed and a pea plant with wrinkled and green colored seed. Here means this plant is having the characteristics rounded and yellow, and this plant is having the characteristics wrinkled and green. Two characteristics he has taken. One is the shape and the other one is the color. Like this he has done the crossing. In this cross, two pairs of contrasting characteristics were considered, that is color of seeds and the shape of seeds. That's why it is called as a dihybrid cross. Di means two characteristics they have crossed, and that's why this whatever the formation take place, that is called as a dihybrid cross. Now here the parent plant, they are consisting of the characteristics rounded and yellow. So phenotype of this plant is round and yellow, and the other plant is wrinkled and green. That is the phenotype, means physical appearance of these plants. Next one we have to see about the genotype. As we saw that the characteristics are just in pairs. So the round characteristics gene will be in pair. So they will be capital R, small r, and the yellow color it is capital Y and small y. Here the wrinkled one and the green color, they are the recessive one, because in the coming up options or the coming up generation, in that these characteristics are seen very less, that's why they are recessive one. So wrinkled is given as small r and the green color is given as small Y. That is the genotype of this plant and this is the genotype of this plant. Okay, genes comes in pair, so the whatever the characteristics, it is in pairs. Now the gametes formation, what type of gametes they will form. Here we have taken two characteristics together, so two types of gametes will be together. Here the gamete will be capital R, Y, capital Y, here capital R, capital Y. This plant will be forming the gametes as small r, small y, small r, small y. Okay, now what will be the first possible options or the possibilities it is there, that will be considered as a first filial generation. After the combination of all this, what type of plants you will get it here. I have just marked here in the starting only. Suppose these two characteristics and these two characteristics, if they will combine, then what they will form. Okay, so we have to write down the characteristics one by one. Here first, here it will be capital R, small r, then capital Y, and here the small y. Okay, like this possibility it is there. Now when this and this will be combined, then capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Then suppose this gamete and this gamete combines, then what will be there? Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Here if this will combine with this one, this gamete, then what are the possibilities again here? That is capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. If you will just see here that all the gametes, first filial generation, after the combination of these two plants, whatever the seeds or the whatever the plant will be coming up, they will be having capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital Y. It means this first generation, filial generation, it will be having the characteristics of plants in this, the shape of the plant, shape of the seed will be how it is round, because R is dominant, so that character has come up, so the plant will be how much, it will be round. Okay, that is the shape we come to know. Then what is the possibility of this, what is the physical appearance, how it will look like, that will be having a capital Y in all. Okay, so here the next generation which will be formed, they will be having yellow color seeds only. You know that the dominant characteristics only will be carry forward here. So the dominant one is what, here the capital R is there, so capital R means rounded. So the first generation, it will appear like rounded seeds and the color of the seeds will be yellow. That is the phenotype of the first filial generation. Now this filial generation, first F1, they are the parents P1, then from the F1 we have got, now this F1 will be the parents for the next generation. Okay, now that will be the P2. Now this F1 will become P2. We will see the next crossing ahead. Now this F1, they become the P2 now, they become the parents now. Okay, now here the crossing of these plants only is done, selfing, we can say selfing with F1, any of these two we can do, any, this one, this one, this one, this one, they all are same, all will be how much, how they will be round and yellow, and now the crossing is done between them, and now we have to see what are the possibilities it is. Now when we have done the selfing in F1, means the same generation it is, same one it is, they all are same. So here the phenotype is suppose the male one and this is the female one, they both will be round and yellow, this is also round and yellow, so the physically they appear like this. So this is what their phenotype. Now what we have to write here, that is the genotype, genetically. Genotype means this we have to write down here. Okay, see here. Now see here the gametes formed from here, that is one of shape and one is color. So capital R or Y, if it will combine, the gametes will be like this. If capital R and small y will be combined, then gamete will be like this. Then small r, capital Y like this. Then capital R and small r and small y like this. Like this, 4 types of gametes it will form. Okay, now the same with the second also. Second plant also it is having the same phenotype, the same genotype, so the gametes will be same. Okay, now this is the male plant and this is the female plant. Now after crossing this, what are the possibilities that we have to just find it out. Okay, so by the Punnett square method you will get the accurate idea about the possibilities or the inherited characteristics which will be inherited in the next generation. That can be just understood by the Punnett square method. Now in this Punnett square method we have written the gametes here. Okay, now that will be the second filial generation. Okay, first parent generation, from that we get the F1, that F1 become the parent 2 for this generation, and now from that parent 2 we are getting the F2 generation. Now for that we have to draw the Punnett square method. Punnett square method, in that we have to take horizontally the characteristics of male and the vertically the characteristics of the gametes of female here. Now the male we have taken, suppose this is male, RY, capital RY, capital R and small y, like this all the gametes we have written here. Okay, and the female gametes we have written here on this side. Now their combination, their crossing, and what are the possibilities we have to find it out. Just one I will write and the rest I will just fill it afterwards. Okay, first one, suppose the capital RY and capital RY, they will be combined. So the plant, the first possibility is here the capital R, capital Y and capital Y. Okay, like this the crossings and the possibilities will be there. See the others, capital R and capital R here, both the capital R, capital Y and small y, capital Y and small y here. Then this one capital R, small r here, capital Y, y, like this. So here also the remaining one I will just fill it. So here like this we will get the first fertilization of this one. Okay, F1 is fertilized with the F1 only. Okay, for F1, these were the F1s, they will fertilized with them, self pollination or self fertilization we can say, and then we are getting the second filial generations like this. These are the possibilities. Okay, all this I have written here. Okay, so you can also do it. First I just as shown, the remaining one you can do it like this only. Now after doing this we can just find out the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means the possibilities. Here what are the possibilities can be there in this generation. There are 16 options here. If you count it 1 2 3 4 and this like this 4 4 4, the 16 options are there, means 16 varieties can be possible. Now in this, what is the main one? These all are not 16 different varieties, some are common only it is, so that we have to find it out here. So in this we first of all, if you will just find out the phenotypic first one, that is the round and yellow. Okay, in this you will find out all this will be can be possible round and yellow. Okay, that is one possibility here. And the other possibilities can be, that is the wrinkled and yellow, means small r and capital Y, like this it is. This is also one of the possibilities. So here the wrinkled and yellow we can write here, that is W for wrinkled and it can be yellow also. The third possibility is that now both are yellow seeds. Then if both are green seeds, so both green can be, that can be green and that can be round and green, and that can be wrinkled and green. Okay, like this four phenotypic ratios you will get it. Capital R and Y means round and yellow, wrinkled and yellow, or it can be round and green, wrinkled and green. Like this 4 phenotypic ratios we got. Now we have to find out the genotypic ratios. For the genetic ratios you have to write down all the genetical ratios here and you have to count it out which are the similar one. Suppose you just go through the box and just do along with me also you can. Here capital R and small r, capital R and capital Y. In this box how many capital R and capital Y is there? Only one it is. So here it is 1. Then capital R and capital Y plus small y it is there. How many you can just get it here? That is capital R, capital Y and small y. Here also capital R, capital Y and small y. Only these two only are there. So here it will come as 2. Okay. Then capital R, 2 capital R and 2 small y it is there. So here you will get only 1. So here it is 1. Then capital R, small r, then capital Y, double capital Y it is there. So there you will get it 2. Here see this one, okay, and no, capital Y it is, na? So here this one you can get it, and here it is. So here it is how much? 2. Okay. Okay, I completed all this. Now you can also just verify it from this, take a screenshot and count it and just write down here. Now here when we are writing the genotypic ratios, that all these ratios we have to count it together. Just keep it in mind that all the ratios, if you will count it, it should come 16, because here 16 possibilities are there. So total should be 16. Now the genotypic ratio, when we are going to write here, we have to write like this, that is 1 is to 2 is to 1, then again is to 2 is to 4 is to 2 is to 2 is to 1 is to 1. Like this, this is the genotypic ratio. We will get it from this Punnett square method. Okay, here the dihybrid crossing we did, that 2 characteristics we have crossed. One in the starting they have taken, that is the first generation. Then from that we are parents, from that we are getting the F1. That F1 we have self fertilized, okay, with the same one, and from that F1 we are getting the F2 here. Here the how many possibilities are there, that can be just drawn out through this Punnett square method. Here you can get the genotypic ratio and you can get the phenotypic ratio from this. So like this, the crossing is explained by the Mendel's. Hope you must have understood the concept very well. This is the assignment time now. You have to read the lesson and watch the video again and again to understand it better. Thank you for watching the video. Stay home, stay safe. We will be meeting soon in the next video with the remaining topic of this chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe it.